Yeah, of course. Absolutely. All right, so we're about to have a special guest on today's Real Talk, which came out of nowhere. But I do believe this is somebody that should absolutely talk about the situation. Funny enough, my man, it's been forever. What's going on?
What's going on, Bum? I'm calling you with bad news.
Wait, what? How do you even start off with that?
Because it's real talk, right? That's what this show is about. And you know my talk is real. So this shit
Absolutely,
is
absolutely.
it's not gonna be any good news. Well, okay, so there's some type of good news, but not for our generation that came up. I guess it all depends on the point of view. Let me first thing I say is say what's up to your audience here. Thanks for supporting Bum, you guys. I'm gonna make sure you want to support Bum and follow all his social media because yeah, this is the end of you guys' era, and I really mean like the end of your era. And that shit was quick too. I thought these guys was gonna like give it 10 years. Now they're just gonna end all y'all shit now. It's the same thing with yo. It's no different. I'll give you an example relating to like Capcom and Nintendo, right? Once Reggie Fils-Aimé retired from Nintendo, all of my connects to Nintendo gone. This
Yeah, I kind of figured that bullshit was gonna happen.
everything's gone, and that's because the way Reggie ran Nintendo, they don't want it to be run like that. They don't want the community to have any influence on their corporate policy. Period. And I told people this: once the suits get involved, once you give up the leverage, once the community gives up its leverage towards the suits for the little peanuts that they're throwing at you, it's like the suits are buying this pennies at the dollar. Now, I know there are a lot of people who say they said this before, etc., and whatnot, and so forth. And so I don't want to. I want to just put this out there because I don't want anyone's feelings to get hurt about this, right? There are a lot of people who have agreed with what I've been saying regarding the community, the gaming community, and the suits taking over, right? But people argue on who's the first to say it and whatever. And it's actually irrelevant. I don't think people understand that. It doesn't fucking make a difference who's the first who said it. I'm like, I know I was the first to say it. I've been saying this before I even met you, Bum.
Yo,
Because
real talk, you've been saying this for a very long time, and
since
nobody wanted to listen.
since 2000, when I created the empire, I've been saying it, but it has nothing to do with me being a prophet or anything like that. Triforce can see the future. There's the reason, one of the reasons why I created the empire is because I saw that coming. It's for that reason. People don't understand, and like, okay, this is not some type of, oh my God, this guy's intelligent. No, just look at the way corporate business and capitalism works. You'll see that this is what happens. This is normal. It is a normal thing. I built the empire, right, the way the empire is because a corporate entity cannot control the empire. If you look at all these esports teams, they're all in trouble now because all of these esports teams are built off of the game. They're not built off of its own self-sustaining brand. The empire is a brand. Like people go, well, what's going on with EMP right now? EMP is doing other shit. I'm down here helping to build esports infrastructures in the Caribbean and Africa. I'm focusing on the culture of girl gaming and girl esports and stuff like that with the Valkyries. See, I own those services. I own those abilities, and activities. When you build your esports team based off of a game, a controller, or a brand owned by someone from the video game industry, you're waiting to die. Because
I'm laughing because I understand what you say. You just go ahead. Go ahead. No, I hear you.
If you do that, you're waiting to die, because what ends up happening is the minute those third-party entities get involved into esports and the suits start saying, well, it's my game. So here's an example. Street Fighter 6. That's my game. So you're going to host a tournament off of my game? What do I get out of it? Hey, yo, we're just doing this for the love. I don't give a fuck what you're doing it for. I didn't ask you that. I asked you, what am I getting for it? It's my game. This should have become apparent to the fighting game community in 2013 when Nintendo was like, yo, Melee, get that shit off of Evo. And I told everyone that's what it is. But at the time, Reggie was involved. People in the Nintendo community, such as myself, even Jabali, everyone had such an influence with the people that would purchase the game. This is the equalizer, right? The influencers that control the people from the influencers that would sell the games. We had to work hand in hand for it to happen. You want your game sold? We could just unendorse your game and your game gets clapped. Now we have no power to unendorse. Okay, so now without the power to unendorse, it's like, all right, you're all done. All of the champions of the scene, whether it may be Capcom, Namco, Nintendo, all of those champions were it was up to the video game scenes, each of their own esports scenes, to create these guys as gods, but they didn't. That was the whole point of Yipes and Sanford to be gods, because Capcom knows when they need to sell a Marvel vs. Capcom 2, well, who you gonna get to sell it? Remember that whack-ass Marvel vs. Capcom 2 commercial that they fucking made? That's why Marvel 3 didn't do well. If they made a commercial based on Justin, Yipes, and Sanford on some Yu-Gi-Oh shit like the Three Gods, and it was like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, just like how Riot does every time when they make a new League of Legends
and they show their players.
Yep. Yeah, they show their players. See, that's how it works. In sports, they do it all the time. Michael Jordan, I want to be like Mike. You wanted to sell a milk commercial, you put a sporting athlete on it. But that was the equalizer that checks these sporting industries from running away with shit. Now, if you try to disrespect a certain part of the sport, if LeBron James talks against you, you have a problem. If Aaron Rodgers says something against the league, you have a problem. I saw this happening in video games. Like, oh, it's the same thing. Like, it's going to same thing happen like video games. But gaming had these champions, but they did not want to propagate or support their champions. So now, gaming, well, it's not all of gaming. It's just fighting games. It's not really all of gaming. It's really just
fighting games right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said right now. It's just fighting games right now. Eventually, it's gonna lose its muster, and this is gonna crawl into all of the other different video game scenes and whatnot. There's no way Justin, Yipes, and Sanford should be doing what they're doing for fighting games. When you look at a guy like, what's this guy's name? Fatality. Look at the power Fatality has within gaming. Fatality's business will always go on. It doesn't make a difference who's creating what FPS shooter. Who was another guy? Nade Shot, right? For League of Legends, Faker. All of these guys, they can run on their own. They have their own brand. And I'm not talking about just they're doing okay. No, they shouldn't be doing okay. These guys are in their 30s and in their 40s. These guys should be millionaires.
They should be making money in their sleep.
Exactly. They should be they're millionaires. No offense, I'm gonna keep this a billion. Maximilian should be making Justin money, and Justin should be making Maximilian money. Facts. That's not an insult. That's just a fucking fact.
No, I hear you.
And the reason why this happened is because the scene did not well, the FGC specifically, along with the Smash Brothers scene, did not support the one entity that had the power to regulate and keep the power 50-50 to the community, and that's the Empire. See, now, like, well, the Empire doesn't have that power, but the industry does not have the power to shut down the Empire. We will outlive all of this bullshit because the Empire isn't about the games, it's about the people, and we influence that, and they can't control that. But the scene gave away all that power, and see, now they're making policies, and everyone thinks this is, so let me just crush dreams right here. Well, then maybe if we join together. No, it's too late.
Think it's too late?
No, it's too late. It's been too late eons ago. It was too. Let me tell you when it was too late. When the fighting game scene decided to stab itself in its own heart in 2020 and fight the Me Too movement out in the open, killing. Once they killed Mr. Wizard, it was over. The fight was over. Once they got Mr.
All right, you gotta explain that one. Go ahead. I know where you're going, but I want you to explain to the people why you say that. Go ahead.
All right. So, Mr. Wizard's fuckboy ass. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like what he did 20 years ago. That's the part that bothered me. I was like, damn, 20 years ago? We picking up that shit? But he was a necessary evil for the scene in terms of political power, because Mr. Wizard, because he runs, well, he doesn't run evil, but he's the face of evil. He's what kept Evolution, the power of the people, to the people. When they threw Mr. Wizard under the bus and killed him, that allowed Sony to come in and say, hey, Cannons, look, man, your brand is done, man. There's no way for you to come back out from this brand. Every mainstream media in gaming, they're going to look at your organization. They're going to start saying shit. And this means this is a threat, actually. It's just a passive-aggressive threat. People are going to talk about how Evolution knew this the whole time about Mr. Wizard and had a quote-unquote pedophile running the face of their organization, blah, blah, blah. Look, sell your organization to us. We'll say it's under new management. We'll say we consult with you guys. We can even hire you guys. And then we can say, hey, listen, you didn't know anything about what Mr. Wizard did back in those years, etc., etc. Although that didn't matter because Watson already put all that shit out.
Oh, he destroyed them. 100%.
Yeah. So a gun were to the cannon's head. Sell or die. That's simple. Sell or die. So once they sold it to Sony, along with that other company, and we all know that other company is, fuck that other company. This shit is a Sony brand. So now Sony, it's their games, right, that they're going to be running, and Sony's going to make agreements with Capcom. Hey, listen, let's work a deal out with Evo. we're Sony, we got a PlayStation. Your games come on our system. We'll have our own side deal, but we pretty much got this entire fighting game community on lock with you. Let's make this happen. We now own the #1 fighting game. We own Riot Games for fighting games, which I tell everyone, I've been saying this shit since whenever I know Triforce, Super Battle Opera, shut the fuck up. I'm like, this is just people being Asian fans. Super Battle Opera. Look, Super Battle Opera was powerful at its time, but it was not evil. Super Battle Opera was an elite, exclusive entity onto itself that represented Japan. Evil represented the world.
Yep.
That's why later on they had to make Super Battle Opera was replaced by Evo of Japan, because that's what Evo Japan is. It's Super Battle Opera. That's all it is. But Evil Worlds, that's what it matters. Every single ethnic group on planet Earth is what made Evo so powerful. And Sony says we need that. We get that. We can use the World Fighting Game Championships as a platform to market any of our new fighting games. Doesn't matter how trash it is. We put it on Evo, you are going to play it. You don't have a choice. You want a chance stage, you're gonna play what we tell you to play, not what you had an influence or say, oh man, this game fucking sucks, and then Evo can vote your game in or not. There's no voting. You don't get a vote. You don't get a choice.
You don't get a say.
Yep.
Yeah,
you don't get a say. You want Evo in your game? Well, guess what? Well, Sony runs Evo, and they have a business relationship with Capcom. Capcom will simply pay Sony and say, we want our game in Evo, and that's that. You don't have a choice. You don't get a say. Then you guys are attacking, like you didn't learn your lesson from 2013 with the this is exactly what Nintendo wanted to avoid. They can't control the Smash Brothers scene with all the type of fucking boy lover shit and in there, and guys fucking kids in the ass, and like what's that shit from 40-year-old version just to put a light spin on it. He's like, what? He's like, well, you know, spoons, crusty dwarves. We fuck dwarves in the ass. That's the
yeah.
Nintendo doesn't want to get involved in that, and the fact that Reggie was able to put those amount of years and walk the edge, fine line, walk the edge with the Nintendo brand, with the community. Nintendo was shitting their pants for those 15 years because they're like, yo, this guy, he's too integrated into the community. Something goes off wrong, they'll blame Nintendo. The corporation will get hit. So they were like, nah, we gotta bring in a president that the players don't have access to. Guys like Triforce don't go and shake Reggie's hand. Who the fuck is this Triforce guy? First of all, this guy's walking around with the name of one of our games.
Yeah.
How did he get that name? And you can't take the name away because, one, I legally changed my name. Two, your own president is walking around, hey, Triforce. So now to take away the name, it's like, whoa, you know, that's a fight for me. I'm going to be like, your own former president called me Triforce. In fact, the creator of your game, Zelda, Miyamoto, called me Triforce. So fuck you. So it's like... So now they got to hold that L. Not that I will ever turn against Nintendo and use that against them. I won't. Everyone will know. That's why I tell people it's Triforce Game Master or it's Isaiah Triforce Johnson. You know, and Triforce, I only donned the name Triforce. Well, it's for two different reasons. One, I'm a huge Zelda fan, and only members in the Empire will tell you that it means community, culture, and industry. The three forces of gaming.
I remember when you told me that. Yeah.
It's just so happens that I'm a Zelda fan. So we just merged all together. So in a sense, it's a double entendre. And in fact, you're the second show I've ever told that publicly too. So when people understand what does that mean? Because if you look at like Empire Arcadia, what it stands for, those are the three elements, the three sectors that we build in: the culture of gaming, the community of gaming, and the industry of gaming. Our job is to help the scene grow globally, period. So it's not about just America. That's why Triforce is in Africa. What is he doing in Africa? Helping esports to grow. What is he doing in Jamaica? Helping esports to grow. Wherever I go, that's the three forces that I need to help work and build, because of those people in those areas, especially in the Afrocentric areas, they don't know, they have no connections. Who are they going to talk to help build up their scene? So, you know, that's why, like when Yipe said, I need to go back to DR to help build up the scene. Everyone of any ethnic group, go home. Go help build your scene. Period.
Yeah, and I see your work a lot of the times. I see it on YouTube. I see it on my Twitter. I see it on Facebook. So it's good. It's definitely good.
Oh, I wasn't. For those who's asking in the thing, it was Ghana. It wasn't Kenya. It was Ghana that I was in. So, but it is too late. Someone said they don't agree with me being too late. I'll break it down to you politically why it's too late. Right? You guys have to understand. For instance, I'm gonna show you how disrespectful these companies are. We have they said the release, not the release. What was it? What did they call the Street Fighter 6 trailer? They called it the what again? The announcement or whatever.
something like that.
And I was like, it's not an announcement. It's not even a trailer.
It's a teaser.
It's a teaser. And everyone's like, no, Triforce. I said, dogs. Everyone knew from like last year, October, about Street Fighter 6. Like, this is not something new. Like, and like the fact that they, right? Okay, so people want to say Triforce is going against Maximilian, but I'm gonna use Maximilian as a point. The shilling. This shit has to stop. You're empowering these assholes, these companies that don't give a fuck about you. They'll find somebody new. I watched Maximilian's reaction to Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, why is Max acting like that? Like he knew about Street Fighter 6 since last year. This shilling shit. Stop. Because I don't see what they showed. They showed two sweaty men looking at each other. That's all. I'm like, okay. Everybody knows who watched that shit. That was one of the most disingenuous reactions to a teaser ever. I'm like, Max was forcing that shit out, and I'm like, come on, Max. The people believe in you, man. Stop, man. That shit looks bad. Like terrible. Like, stop, man. That shit was mad cringy. I've done a lot of cringy shit in gaming, but like, come the fuck on. Like, there's a time there's a point where you stop. Like, I'm 44. You don't. That's not to say I wouldn't wear my power glove, but I have to be flown out to some type of major event and some event where I'm featured in. Hey, everyone, coming to the stage. The CEO of Empire Arcadia, the winning video game team in the world, and blah blah blah. Triforce, I'll put on a glove for that. But if you, hey, Triforce, we want you to come over to this event and whatever. I'm coming. I'm not putting on my glove. I'm 44. What the fuck? Like, when we were kids and we were younger, we were helping to build a scene in the community. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Sonic Fox, in my opinion, well, he's not 30 yet, so I guess he can keep wearing the thing. But at a certain point, you don't do that. and it not that you don't do it. So let me not say you stop doing it, but you make those things occasions. Because as an adult, you just don't do that. When the Wii U came out, I told Reggie, this is 2012, this is my last launch party. He's like, why? I was like, Reggie, I'm in my 30s. I can't be standing outside for a video game system at 30. That shit looks unbecoming. That goes against everything we fought to turn against gaming when we was like, gamers are geeks and nerds and losers.
And we wanted to get out that that vision of people viewing us as yeah.
So when the Switch came out, I was like, we want to keep the culture moving for the community, but I have to pass a torch. And that's how the whole C&D thing happened. I was like, let me give it to this 19-year-old kid. Let him do that shit. That shit is unbecoming. Imagine Triforce, a 40-year-old man standing outside for a month in the snow, waiting to get the newest Nintendo well, it's not a handheld, but you get the point. The newest Nintendo generation system. I'm like, no, stop that shit. We want people to take us seriously. We want people to, if the next generation of gamers and the current generation of gamers want to have any respect for any of its elder gods that help prop up the scene and have any influence, you have to know when to exit the stage. That's just what it is. You gotta know when to exit. Go on, I'm sorry.
My question is, all right, so I have like 3 questions. Number 1, what do you think they should have did with Mr. Wizard? Because you mentioned once he was gone, that was it, right? I understand what you're trying to say, but what is it that they should have done with him then? Because, I mean, that's a nasty-ass situation. And I'll be real.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
The answer to that is you were all fucked the moment Watson opened his mouth. There is nothing. You are in an end game situation. You are damned if you do, damned if you don't. Once Watson opened his mouth, game. Like in Smash Brothers when you get spiked down, game! It just pops up on the screen, just like that. It was done. There's nothing that could have been done. You couldn't DI, nothing. You couldn't wall bounce, no bomb, nothing. There's no way you were coming back from the bottom of that stage. You were dead. When I heard that, I was like, it's over. It was
given because they don't get along. Like, he don't like him at all. they always had the issue. So the minute, that happened, it was done. It was done. I agree.
Once they did, I could not believe the fighting game community, everybody in the world, every corporation in the world, every relationship in the world has dirty laundry. But there's some dirty laundry you go to your grave with. When Watson said that shit was like the meanest air combo spike down game. This winner is Sony. It was over. I was like, damn.
Yeah. They was definitely putting a bad situation. I agree. I definitely agree. And now Sony's in charge. And what do you think is going to happen from here on out? What do you think is going to happen with grassroots, with everything that's going on?
Grassroots will shrink. Grassroots will shrink to 1 second. Crap. Hold on. Grassroots will shrink to an elite club. Those elite clubs, because they're all older men, they have to sell out. I'm just letting the elites know, like, don't try to.
You're like that? We gotta sell out.
You gotta sell out. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna explain to you. I'll break it down. This is not a prophecy. This is just how things work in business. So once I explain it to you, you'll see why. It's not that you should fight. It's you cannot win this fight. The war is over. It's actually over. The people, even I can't do anything. And I'm neutral. I'm independent, and there's nothing I can do. I can't do anything with the empire. There's one thing I can do, but I don't have that power to do it. If I had $1 million, if someone said, Triforce, I give you $1 million, change the scene, I could do it because I could pay to get it changed, which I don't want. All right, so let me show you the two scenarios. How to save the scene. Some people, Triforce is full of shit, but I'm gonna break it down each by each. Someone gave me $1 million, I would just unify the entire empire back together, and I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you.
I already know. I was part of your team. I already know. Yeah, go ahead.
I would pay every single player to join the empire for 2 years, and literally use the dynasty of the empire to literally control all of the fans. That's it. Everything will be under one brand, a dynasty, and it has a legacy, something the industry cannot buy or control or erase. That's one thing they don't have. This was the generation before you. This is the generation that built everything that you now know and stand on. Then every single player in the empire would endorse it. So whether it may be Armada, Mewtwo King, Knuckle Doo, Justin, Sanford, Yipes, you, everybody. It'd be too many. Like, what the fuck? All these guys were in the empire? Yes. Holy shit. And then number one winning team, blah, 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 whatever. This and that now changes the leverage on the table. Too much influence now. So guess who knocks on my door? Who? Sony. I've been expecting you. Knock. Who? Capcom. I've been expecting you. Knock. Who? Nintendo. Welcome back. All right, what is it, guys? Well, you guys have way too much influence. So, well, there's another measure. They either kill me in real life, and yes, businesses will kill you.
They do that. They do. Yeah.
And anyone who sits here saying, no, they wouldn't do that, and like you're fucking disattached from reality. They'll murder your ass for some shit like that. But the first thing they'll do is they'll try to talk to you. Hey, listen, you have way too much influence. This shit goes against our profit sales because, like, you say anything against our game, and that can end our game. And that's what they don't like. The influence, they don't like that. That's why Twitch and YouTube, social media influencers, look, they go and get those big people. Like, people wonder, why did they get rid of Dr. Disrespect? Because Dr. Disrespect could kill fucking Twitch. The fuck you think this is? That's why they just ended this contract. Get the fuck out of here. You're too powerful. Pokimane? Nah, well, I don't think we're going to renew your contract. When you become too powerful, there's a problem. Like, outside entities who are doing businesses with that league, they don't need other people with influence outside of it. It's too problematic. But one, no one's giving me $1 million. Two, even if I did get $1 million, I don't think people would even rejoin EMP, because they don't care about the scene like that. A lot of us grew up, and it's like, yeah, well, look, Triforce, that's nice, but like, unless you giving me $500,000, but Dogs, I can't give you $500,000. What I'm going to give to the other people? That's not my problem. And then it's agreed, and all this dumb shit comes up. And it's just too problematic. So, and that's not just about EMP. That's just, it's not even about an EMP. I'm using Empire because it's one of the oldest remaining entities in the fighting game community. It doesn't have to be me. It could be Bum. Who else has a huge? It could be No Frills. Who else has a huge influence on the scene? Well, it ain't gonna be Maximilian. Max is gonna side with the suits because he's smart. But
he said because he's smart.
Because he's smart. Yeah, I take that $1 million and keep it to myself. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not you dumb motherfuckers. Like, so Max is fucking be smart. Spooky. Here's prime example. Spooky or whatever. But Spooky is just as smart as Max. He's gonna be like, what? Nah. Like, come on, fuck out of here. So it's only those legacy entities that are still alive would have that power to, and it's not to stop the industry. You cannot stop Sony. You cannot stop Capcom. You cannot stop Nintendo. You can only equalize it. That's it. The ability that we had to control the scene is gone. We gave that up once they did that shit with Watson. It was gone, and Reggie's no longer around. So Nintendo is now controlled corporately. That's why you ever notice their president Koopa? Well, Bowser doesn't come out and do what Reggie does. Fuck out of here.
Not at all. Not at all.
And he will never do it. Nintendo got themselves out of a corporate jam, just in time before the Smash Brothers community fucking committed seppuku to themselves and shit like that, just in time. Because remember, the former CEO is not there. Any of those things that happened on that time, that was under a different administration, and it wasn't Japan. And you can't tie it to Reggie, because Reggie is like, hey, look, I didn't really work with any of those guys. If I had known, I would have done that. He's retired. Can't blame him. Can't blame the new guy, because the new guy's like, I don't fuck with those guys. So that's it. So when everyone complain about Nintendo, oh, come on. That's what you dumb fucks get for being cowards. Because this is cowardly. It's coward shit that they did. They wanted to be about them and the corporations, not the community and the corporations. They were only looking out for themselves. And now Nintendo's like, oh, look, yeah, you're not running our tour. But what about Melee? What the fuck you mean about Melee? Grow the fuck up. I'm like, we're up to Ultimate, you stupid motherfucker. Like, when we decide to put Melee out on the Switch, we're going to wait till when the Switch dies. And when the Switch is dying, we're going to launch a new system. We'll make a DLC version of Smash Brothers Melee and whatever, so that you guys can play that until the new system is thoroughly ready. And then we'll probably announce a new Smash 3 years after the system launch, when we have to bring back Sakurai. All of these things are sat down. These guys sit down in a think tank or in their corporate meetings, and they plan out their 5 to 10 year strategy on how they're going to sell you guys and everything. And that's not a bad thing. I don't want you guys to say, oh, they're using us. It's not a bad thing. That's just how business is run.
Completely correct.
They have to run it that way, or they'll be out of business. Guys keep forgetting that at the end of the day, this is a business. So the only thing was that with guys like Reggie and stuff like that, their job was to create a buffer between the community and the companies to find out.
He did it. By the way, he did a great job too.
He did the best job in the known universe of all CEOs in gaming.
Reggie was ridiculous.
Greatest job.
He was ridiculous.
He merged the gaming scene, the community, the bridge he made. They need to name that bridge Reggie Fils-Aimé, the greatest bridge between the gaming community and the gaming industry of all time. He didn't turn away anyone, and his political how would I say this? there's a word for it when you can talk about, well, you see it in the way he does all of his business. He's just great at negotiating. He's a good diplomat. He's an excellent diplomat. Well, he used to sell pizzas, so he's a great salesman. So I'm like, so he'll sell water to a penguin, fire to Satan. He can sell it. That's just what he's just great at that. So this is what makes him so good at what he does. But his relationship with me and his relationship with all of the gamers in the Nintendo scene is what helped made Nintendo. You have to understand that Reggie did something that I don't think people even know. He kept a quote unquote, and I have to quote this because Nintendo is a, I don't want to say it's a kids company because it's going to come off wrong. Nintendo makes video games for children, but the reality is they make video games for everyone. It's just that there's a huge lean on kids. That's their preferred target audience because children are born every day. Smart. Today I can grow up. I grew up on a PlayStation fan. Tomorrow I turn into a Microsoft fan. And see, today you grow up and today you're a kid. You start a Nintendo fan. When you grow up and turn into a Sony fan, it doesn't matter. As a Sony fan, your kids will be our fans. See how that works? So Nintendo's like, they're good at that. But Reggie was able to create great relationships between the scenes and the industry and able to work with the scene. Like, look at Kit and Krista from Nintendo. You know how long they've been in Nintendo? They've been in Nintendo as long as Reggie. They're gone. Nintendo's community is, well, how could I put this? Their community relations is falling apart. What's
how
keeping because who do they have to talk to the gamers? They had Reggie, they had David Young, they had Kit and I just said her name a second ago. My name went blank. Krista and Kit, Ellis. They had Reggie. They had an entire. It wasn't an official team, but they had people within their corporate structure that had their finger on the pulse of the community. They weren't disconnected. Now, when you look at Nintendo today, Nintendo's fully corporate. They don't have anybody on the ground floor. They don't have a pulse. And then the Smash Brothers scene murdered every single person that they had, from D1 to ESAM to all of these different people that were all connected. And I don't count the Smash Brothers players because Smash Brothers players are not necessarily Nintendo fans. Don't get the shit twisted. They're Smash Brothers fans. They had C&D, Captain Nintendo Kid, for Alex. And Alex now is like, I'm like, I could, I guess, go and work for Nintendo as a public relations officer between them and the community, but I'm too raw for that shit. At my age, I don't speak Nintendo's kid-friendly language. I don't. I'm just gonna be like, when Nintendo does something, I'm gonna be like, pull up your panties, motherfucker. Nintendo's doing the right thing. Shut the fuck up. They're making the games for this reason, and like that Nintendo, whoa, hold on. Those are kids out there. Like, you can't be talking to them. What? They're gonna be like, you can't be talking to the kids that way. So I am not the guy for that. Maybe you need a tempered guy. Maybe me 20 years ago, a tempered person who's not gonna, me 10 years ago is good enough. I'd be able to stick, but I don't have the tolerance for that because there's other things going on in gaming far more important than the fighting game community being taken over by Nintendo, Namco, and Capcom and Sony. So like this shit is small. This shit is nothing compared to what's going on in esports. Like, gamers are losing their power in esports as well. They don't have the dudes are just retiring and say, fuck it, I'm just going to go into streaming. They make more money streaming
than
and doing esports.
Yep.
So and that leads us right back to the entire point I'm making. Why everyone is doomed. Nobody cares enough. I care, but I've learned something from the fighting game community. The fighting game community will not back me up. So I will never put my neck on the chopping block again. It's just not happening.
Let me just put this out there. It's crazy because I think you noticed by now, I always defended you. Even, I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody told you, like Bum was talking about Triforce and how intelligent you are and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't realize some things. I felt like you went about it the wrong way, but it wasn't like wrong. It's just more so. And I can say this about myself. I was when I was at the top of my game, I was definitely lazy. But that includes a lot of people that was a part of the Empire as well. A lot of people were just really fucking lazy. They didn't want to put in the work. But the thing is that
believe it or not. Go on. No, finish.
What I was gonna say is a lot of people. I think they don't realize that the majority of the things that you were saying was spot on, precise, even from back then to this day. And a lot of the things that you said was going to happen actually did happen. And it comes down to, like, okay, Triforce was the memes for a lot of things, but now nobody wants to say. And it was a lot of the, you know, the important figures of the FGC that were making fun of you. And it sucked because it's like, I get it. You know, sometimes you're very outspoken in the way you go about things, but people don't seem to realize, like, you're very intelligent and you understand what's going on in the scene. And it's like, when will people ever really recognize that and just come out and be like, all right, maybe I was a bit wrong or I was a lot wrong. Maybe we should listen to you a little bit more.
Well, here's the thing. There are people who are well aware of. Let me show you mistake. This is grand mistake number one. Grand mistake. Because there are a lot of mistakes that were made in the FGC. But this, and what I'm about to tell you, I don't think anyone could guess what the grand mistake is. The grand mistake of the fighting game community is something they did not do that Riot did. They almost did it. What year was this? 2010, 2011. Prior to Empire Arcadia, and you are attest to this because you can tell your audience, there were no esports teams. Empire Arcadia is the first fighting game esports team in the world. That is not hyperbolic. Whatever people want to say, Triforce is exaggerating. That is a fact.
No, it's a fact. 100%. 100%. And not only that, it was an all-star team.
Yes,
it was an all-star team.
It wasn't even an all-star team. This shit was Team USA. That shit was mad cheap. We had Jordan, Pippen, Ewing. We had Magic Johnson, Bird. That was a cheap ass team.
I'm saying it was top tier though. It was godlike.
That was a cheap ass team. That was a
it was OD. It was broken as shit.
So now the problem here was this, right? Mistake number one. When we formed the team in 2002, I can fine. It's too early to make a judgment on that. They had 2003. They had 2004. They had 2005. They had 2006. In 2006, when we went on MTV, this was mainstream now. YouTube was young. There was no Twitch yet. We were on mainstream TV. The fighting game community should have franchised Empire Arcadia to the league. That's the first thing they should have done. That is the greatest mistake in fighting game history. It has nothing to do with what they did with Evo. There's nothing to do with what I did with EMP. They had their dream team and they did not all-star it. Okay, fine, no problem. Let's say you just hate Triforce for whatever reason. Shit could even be a racist reason. I'll give it to you. Fuck that nigger. I don't want to work with that motherfucker. Okay, fine, whatever. In 2010, 2011, they still had another opportunity. And that opportunity was when Mad Cats, AGE, DMG,
yep.
They had these other teams and they could have said, let's franchise them. I'm like, but see, the guys hated the Empire so much. They're like, if we franchise them, you have to franchise the Empire. See the problem here? Because there's no way you can franchise those teams and don't franchise the Empire. Evil Genius came in. right? They didn't franchise the team. They had when Riot formed the LCS, they franchised teams. Why? They don't need to own the game. They can own the teams. The teams have the influence. That's what, had they did that, Evo would have had the manpower through franchise teams. No outside entity can come in and tell them shit. None. Number two, that would have protected the entire Evo staff. No crime they did 20 years ago would have mattered. Because if anyone would have brought that up, then all they would have to do is get their franchise teams. I would have said, well, you know, what Watson's saying, true or not, that got nothing to do with Evo today. My first defense for Watson would have been, that is a crime that Watson did that was like before Evo. Like the fuck, I don't understand. So let's say someone digs up some shit on me and like, oh shit, Triforce sold drugs in the street back in 1996. Well, what does that got to do with the fighting game industry? What does that got to do with Empire Arcadia? I made Empire Arcadia in 2002.
Don't connect the two. Yeah.
I'm like, it's got nothing to do with anything. So
I know what you're saying.
But there was no one of influence to bring context, civility, and just common sense to the situation. This shit was a free-for-all in 2020.
Shit was horrible. Gosh, yeah.
It was like the thing to do. Hey, find out who had sex with who and just like make it a big thing about it.
And you know what's crazy? Wait. Now that you're bringing this up, you know what's crazy is that the majority, right, like D1, Anti, and a few others was pretty much false information.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
People lied.
That's the saddest thing of it all.
Yeah.
60% of these alleged issues were all false. Yeah, so
false allegations was crazy.
So like
man.
This is what I tell people. Okay, so you got your 40% of your evildoers for at the price of what? Your scene. Feel better now? You think anybody's watching your little Twitter? You think anyone's liking it anymore? Retweeting it? You think anyone watched your little shitty ass video on YouTube about you getting these bad guys? No one cares anymore. It's done.
They only care for the moment. Yup.
It was just that moment. So you sacrificed your whole scene just for a like. You sacrificed your whole scene over a like. Me, I would have came in out of like, I personally don't like Joey Wizard. He's a fat fuck. Fuck that asshole. But this is too much.
Yo, and wait. Crazy before you continue, you know what's crazy? Because I said the same thing. I said, yo, if this shit was all true, why not take him to the cops? Why are we taking this to Twitter, on social media?
Statute of limitations. That's why it's not a crime. My argument would have been, because the statute of limitations is gone, it is not a crime. And because it's not a crime, you cannot remove Mr. Wizard. You know what everyone was scared of? Oh, if they kept Wizard there, no one in the fighting game community would have gone to Evo. Fuck you, you lying motherfuckers. People would have still went any fucking way. Shut the fuck up. You'd have gone any way. You guys would have gone, straight men would have gone to Evo with another man sucking their dick on the ride there because it's Evo. So don't give me that bullshit.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't, they just didn't. It was just a debacle. I was actually going to defend Evo. It was Wes who said, stay out of it, Triforce. It was Wes who told me stay out of it. I actually was going to come to Mr. Wizard's scene, but Wes gave me some good advice. He said, Triforce, this one is not worth taking a bullet for. You can actually kill the Empire by defending Wizard. And I was like, shit, you're right. It's Wes who talked me out of it. I was going to come and defend Wizard.
That was the right move. Don't. He regardless, to be honest, Triforce, he's a scumbag anyway. He's a big-time scumbag. And I think he might be a little racist, maybe. Well, you ain't see the video with him and Pot Chop when everybody was screaming and he told Pot Chop, he was like, shut the fuck up or I'm going to kick you out. That shit was kind of crazy.
No, but okay, here's the thing about the fighting game community, right? The raw part of the fighting game community. There are racists in the fighting game community, but not to the level that we think or we make it out to be. if okay, the fighting game community, if I want to put a number to it, there's 100,000 people in it, right? There's probably be less than 500 racist people in the fighting game community, and I'm gonna explain to you why it's like that. One, the racist people in the fighting game community grew up with us in the arcade because of the cultural familiarity. We grew up in the same culture. That level of race, I don't want to say the Hitler racing, that South boy American transatlantic slave trade racism, it's not in them. They grew up with us. We're their brothers, whether they hate us or not. That's why white guys in the Smash Brothers community or the gaming fighting game community can say the word nigga and get away with it, and we don't feel a way about it. The reason why we don't feel a way about it because that's just how we all talk.
Yeah,
white,
it's our
black,
language.
Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. Middle Eastern, we just talk like that. That's how we've been talking in the arcade. If you look at the old Marvel videos, right, and you look at Smooth Viper, right, and how we talk to each other when we lose or win, and everything is nigga this. So those same white kids are in the arcades playing, B. So when they talk, like it's the only thing I don't like is the double standard behind it. Like when the white kid popped off to that black player, I forgot the name of the black player. He jumped up, was in the black player's face. Everyone was like, "Oh man, that was it." But if you look at how the black guy reacted, you know why he didn't do anything? Because it's like, yeah, this is just how we are.
You're talking about the guy in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but the white guy with the long hair. Okay.
Yeah, the white guy with the long hair. Like, everyone's like, "Oh man!" But if it was a reverse and it was the black guy that would have done that, no. What's racist about that is if the black guy would have done it, everyone would have victimized the white guy. The reality is, I believe the white guy would have just took it. Why? Because he knows how this goes. That's just how the way it is.
It's FGC shit, yeah?
Yeah, that's just FGC shit. That has nothing to do with racism or whatever the case may be, right? But there is a double standard because of this. There is a double standard because this is the climate that we're in terms of society, right? We will do one to one, but not do one to the other. Like when that guy punched Sonic Fox. I don't give a fuck if he did that on accident. If that was reversed and Sonic Fox lost and punched that guy in the face, Sonic Fox would be life banned. But he wouldn't be life banned. He'd get banned for a year. His popularity is too powerful. It would have saved him from a life ban, right? But if it was any other black guy, he'd be finished. He'd be finito. It'd be a wrap for him. He'd be torched.
You know, wait, I want to explain something because people don't realize. I don't think you guys realize how on point he is. Remember the Capcom situation. LTG and the other person. They released the other person. They didn't release LTG, and they both kind of did similar shit. So just pay attention to what Triforce is saying, guys. I know some of y'all are like, "Oh, yo, this and that." Got a point. Got a point. They both did bad shit. They both are toxic.
Yeah,
they both are toxic. Pay attention.
Prime example, you threaten anybody, you get removed from Capcom Cup. Fuckboy Logan just threatened Sanford. Like, nothing happens. See? And they don't, you have to understand, man, they're on code, first of all. They're on code with their shit. We as a community, we're not on code. I'm like, me personally, I don't think there's nothing wrong with Logan threatening Sanford. We can handle this ECC 9 style. So like, we just see him at the next tournament. Yo, my nigga, what's up? Yo, let's talk outside. And we just talk outside. And that's it. And we come back in and who's bloodied up, and that's it. And we get to our tournament game. I'm like, that's how we handle shit like men in the old days. Some people's going to crop that part out of your show. Look at the fuck this guy Triforce is talking about. But I'm just talking about what we did to handle shit in the old days.
Yeah,
that's just how it was. Desmond and Sanford are cool. They fought at ECC. Mm-hmm. They was talking shit. They went in the back. They scrapping. And this is just how it is. Shit has to be that way because that was the only fair equalizer. That was a fair equalizer. I'm not condoning violence, but what I'm trying to say is that these entities are not going to be equal. They're not going to be fair. It's just that's how it is. First of all, they don't want the image of traditional Evo on TV. They want white people on TV. They want Asian people on TV because they want people to see that whites and Asians play video games. They don't want black people on TV. See, the one thing about Evo and the Smash Bros. Community, they showed everybody. They showed the world on TV. Well, okay, it wasn't on TV, but online.
You know what's crazy? Because I told this to my stream. I said, yo, I watch a lot of first-person shooters, and a lot of the times when you see commentators, it's white and Asian predominantly. Yeah. You always see commentators. It's rare that you see. There's only one Spanish guy. It's the guy with the glasses and the bald head. Well, he's not bald, but he got like a Caesar, right? Yeah. It's him and like one other person. You don't really see other like minorities in the mix, yeah, and well, it's crazy to say that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all
Golden
Boy. Yeah, that's
my Golden Boy. Yeah, Golden Boy. And it's all for a reason. There's a specific reason why they said it that way. And this is not the fault of the gamers. This is not the fault of the white gamers. This is not the fault of any other gamer in the scene. You have to understand, they need to create a narrative and an image that they want to market to the world. They need to market that image to the world. That's just what it is. And they don't want to market gaming with black people having a equal presence in it. To them, our image is threatening.
Why you think so? Why you think they're threatened by the minorities? You know what? How you feel about that?
One, right? It's not like Yipes or Matrix or me. I'm like when we come on these online podcasts, we're cursing, the N-word gets dropped, whatever, etc., etc. But if Capcom hired us to go to an event to either commentate, to do an industry interview, we can turn off the curses. They do not trust that we as a collective people are like that. They're scared. The last thing they need is us going on. Whenever, it's just sad, because here's me defending white people who are on code with this racist shit. Whenever black people are put in a corporate position, some dramatic bullshit always happens. And that's what they're scared of. Like, for instance, G4 TV, Black Hokage. You see? and they're minus saying, I told you, this is why you don't hire niggers. Like, you see, you didn't fucking listen, Bob. You know, stuff. It's shit like that. But when things like that happen, it makes it, to them, it makes it like they're right. They're scared about that. They can't trust. They don't want when inequality goes down, because you know how we are, people of color, black, whatever you want to call us. It's like a fucking 1,000 names for us now. We are very strong, opinionated, passionate, eccentric people. We see something unfair, you're not going to hold our tongue. And that's what they can't, because they're not confident that they can control that. They don't want us in any leadership position. That's the problem. See,
like that, like they don't have the control over us, pretty much.
Yeah. So like Maximilian, they can control. He has no problem shilling. He understands the business. That's why I say he's smart. We don't. We're terrible at politics.
Wait, I do want to defend Maximilian because I really like
I'm not
him a lot.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't say no, because it's gonna come.
We're stupid.
wait, hold on, because he's definitely, like, no lie, he's definitely he's openly declined certain things because he said, like, I'm not interested in it. They offered me money. I didn't want to put myself there. So I get what you're saying, but he's definitely has declined multiple things before. I think he's very intelligent. I think him, and a few others, I put y'all like top tier intelligent people that I truly respect. Maximilian definitely is a very smart dude, and I watch him because he helps. To me, I think he helps the FGC a lot more than people take him for. Like, they be like, oh, nah, he doesn't really help. I think he definitely does, because he helps to bring in casual eyes to our
Yeah.
scene. You know what I'm saying?
He creates a non-hostile environment for the
Mhm.
product to be shown, and that's why I said he's smart. He doesn't give a shit about Max. Does not give a fuck about me criticizing him. And first of all, I don't criticize Max. I criticize his Street Fighter 6 reaction. That's what I criticize. I'm not criticizing him as a person. Maximilian, we all know Max knows the deal. And in fact, the fact that he's from the fighting game community and he's thriving, that's good. And we should all be happy for him to make something out of it. Because I was just passing on YouTube and I was recommended Street Fighter 6 reveal, right? And Maximilian's reaction. So I was like, oh, let me watch this because I just want to see what Street Fighter 6 looks like. I thought I was going to see some gameplay. And all we saw was a little fucking teaser trailer of two sweaty men. And then Maximilian was overreacting. I'm like, the fuck, why is he acting like that? So I was like, I was criticizing that specifically, not Maximilian or whatever the case may be. He's not stupid. He saw Maximilian. There's a few people who saw the warning signs back in 2008. I said to everyone in Empire, Bum, I think you were in the house at the time of the arc. I said, guys, we need to start making content about us.
100%.
Uploading this shit to YouTube. I kept
100%.
telling everyone in the Empire, let's start making content and uploading it to YouTube. That's why one of the most godlike content, the two most popular content on the Empire Arcadia's channel, Yipes on the train with the rest of the Empire when everyone was dissing each other. Jago was insulting Yipes, Yipes was insulting Jago. Everyone was just dissing each other on the train. And what was the other one? I forgot the other one. It was something in the arc, and there was a bunch of us inside the arc all playing video games and stuff like that. That content, I was like, fuck it. Since the guys don't want to do the recording, I will do the recording. And I did the recording. And all of that content to this day. Let me put you guys on to something. So it's you know something. I'm sorry for using the platform for this, Bum, but I gotta get some shit off my chest like breast reduction.
All right, try to put it within the next like 10 to 15 minutes. I got to start my tournament at 8.
Oh no, this is going to be like in 1 minute. Okay. This particular point.
Now do your thing though. Go ahead, talk.
This is what I mean by the scene kills itself. The scene has a dynastic team. For those who do not know what that means, go look up what a dynastic team means to sports. Manchester United, the Lakers, the Boston Celtics, the New York Yankees. Look up what dynastic teams do for a sport. The Empire is a dynastic team. Yet when people create documentaries about the fighting game community outside of the King of Chinatown, these motherfuckers email me. Hey, Triforce. Hey, listen, we saw this footage that you have on your channel from Empire Arcadia, and we'd love to use it to put it in this documentary. Will I be compensated for it? No, we have a budget. I'm sure you've heard this live before. Our budget's not Max, I'm sorry, we can't fill you into the budget. Okay, no problem. Can Empire Arcadia be credited for the footage, and can the footage be related to Empire Arcadia? Meaning, you can't use our footage in your documentary and don't relate us to the history of the FGC. Motherfuckers don't want to pay me, and motherfuckers don't want to credit Empire Arcadia in the documentary. And in my mind, I'm like, I just don't like the Score Esports. How do you guys think you can make these series of esports videos and think you can erase EMP? You can't. Later on, when ESPN's in esports, but when they start to do this, there's gonna be a 30 for 30 in esports history from ESPN, and you cannot hide the Empire. You can't. Eventually, someone's gonna say, it's like Jack Johnson, the boxer. Nobody knew about Jack Johnson, the boxer, until ESPN said, hey, listen, one of the greatest content we can do is start to talk about things in sports that nobody even know about. And when that happens, and EMP is going to still be alive at that time, when that happens, you're going to wish you put Empire Arcadia in your documentary, because everyone's going to say, yo, but I watched mad documentaries and these guys didn't even have EMP in it. That's why programs like yours, programs like No Frill Podcast and the programs like the On Blast Show, your content is like the Library of Alexandria. This is where information mainstream media does not want out, people can come into. This is where the core of the hardcore people, the people who are really about the culture of the game, they will look here because they can't trust mainstream media. Just like we can't trust mainstream media now, especially with the war in Ukraine and Russia. That's a whole different topic. But I just want to put that out there. Fuck you assholes who don't want to pay me or credit me and the Empire for what we've contributed to the history of the FGC.
Right. Pretty much, do I think the FGC is possibly in trouble? Yes and no. Yes and no, because I see it like this. Like, if we give Capcom an inch, they're going to take a mile, right? If you give them a bite, they're going to take the whole meal. That's why I think it was good that people literally shitted on what they were trying to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he said the suits are going to take the mile and more. So clearly he's still in the chat. That's why I feel it's good that we speak up, but none of us have millions of dollars, right? Like, none of us have millions of dollars. So how can we compete with that? How can we fight that? You need money. You need money. You need lawyers. You need a whole bunch of shit. And none of us can make our own video games, right? The people that can was the Cannon Brothers, and they're working with Riot. It's a tough situation, man. It's really fucking tough. I wish I had fucking money to change shit. I hope when Project L comes through, they don't go down this route. If they go down this route, I don't mind. It's their IP. It's their IP. I don't mind if they go down this route. I just don't want it to be so limited. $2,000 per event? You don't want us to make money? 20,000 for the year? Nigga, Spooky could make 1,000 in a fucking day. Spooky could make 1,000 in a day for Street Fighter 5. And the thing is, people are like, oh, but it's only for Street Fighter 5. Nigga! You think they're not gonna apply that to their other games when they come out? Y'all can't be that fucking dumb. Nigga, this is a test for them. This is a test. They're gonna do this for Street Fighter 6 and every other game. Don't be fucking dumb. They're gonna do this for the other games. This is why it's good that we speak up. They're gonna do this for other games. Other games do this too. So for example, Apex Legends, right? They allow you to run an event. The max you can put is $10,000 per event. I was going to actually host Apex Legend tournaments. I was going to host Apex Legend tournaments because I really like that game a lot. But it's time consuming. There's other things that you got to do too. But at least they allow you to do $10,000 per event. You can't go past that. Capcom don't even want you to go past $2,000 when there's like 200 people entering a major. How does that even make any sense? And clearly they're going to probably change it, switch it up. And I understand. I saw Arturo's tweet because he was like, this doesn't, like, most people already gave up on the game or this other stuff. I agree with Arturo, but then at the same time, we have to realize they're going to try to apply this to the other games too. They're going to try to apply this to other games too. If we give them an inch, they're going to take a mile with this shit. You can't charge spectators. You can't take pictures. People already are dropping the game in other states. I saw it on my Twitter. People are like, I'm not hosting this game anymore. And then people that the photographers, videographers, they were like, we're done. We're not gonna, they make money doing that, and they also give exposure to Capcom. They're like, we're done. We're not doing anything related to Capcom. Come on, this shit hurts, man. This shit actually hurts. It really fucking hurts, because this is not going to stop with Street Fighter V. It is not. And they can use your shit for free. You know how crazy that is? They want to make the money but not give you the money? Yo, the Kill Sage, I don't know if you in this chat, but my fucking goodness, dude. When you was talking to me and you was telling me all that shit, goddamn, you was spot on, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, the Kill Sage. Oh, man, you guys. All I could say is legit. There's 600 people here. I really appreciate y'all. Support y'all locals. Triforce is not wrong. The suits might take over and it might be done. It's getting closer to that point, right? I believe we can still fight. Oh, the Kill says, I see you, baby. I believe we can still fight as a community. All I can tell y'all is support y'all motherfucking locals. You know what I'm saying? Support y'all majors. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't like a motherfucker, support them. Support them. Real fucking shit. I'm being dead ass about this. Just support them, man. I can't. I'm going to be a little late. We're going to start Blaze Blue like at 8:10, 8:15. Because I feel like this is such an important talk. You know, Triforce talked a lot longer than I expected. It don't hurt to fight. It don't hurt to fight. Rollback is definitely important. Blue Mercy with the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, dude. Just try. That's literally all I can say, man. That's why like if I like a game, right? I fucks with it and I'm gonna try to bring it up as much as possible. I'm gonna try my best to give that exposure, right? Because we do have a platform, a good platform. Is it a top tier platform? No. Oh, my man Triforce definitely said to give him the video, and he's gonna edit out all the F words to look out for me. That's love right there. And he's right though. He said it's too good information to let it die into the abyss. And he apologized, guys. He apologized for using the word in the stream. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah, he just told me this right now. Cause we understand, like, we're from the hood, you know, and at the end of the day, he apologized again, guys, just to let y'all know. And he said he's gonna edit out the F word, because this is actual important information for all of us. It really is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna smoke the VOD. Most definitely. That's why I just wanted you guys to understand. Like, just I know it's a bad word. It is. I don't use it, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna tell the people how they talk or whatever unless they're young. I'll tell y'all in the chat, because a lot of y'all are young. Don't use those words, man. They're not good words. They're not good words. They're very hateful words. But do remember, there's people that are old heads like me, right? I'm 36 years old. There's people that just have shit in the vocabulary. It's not easy to get rid of it, considering our upbringing. You understand what I'm saying? I just want to put that out there. It's really tough though. It's, you know, it's a scary situation. Think about it. It's a really scary situation. This whole thing, because we put in so much work as a community, right? We put in so much work, and what's the next course of action? I don't know. I'm not the smartest person in the world, you know what I'm saying? I can only bring, like, this situation, this goes beyond me. I literally learned how to do my own taxes somewhat, which is why I was able to give you guys some advice. But even then, I still tell you to go to your accountant and still let them, you know, help you out. I only know a little bit. This right here, I know from reading what Ultra David put and a couple of others, it does hurt grassroots. hurt grassroots, real shit, right? And I understand and don't understand why they will go down this route. But here's the thing. If you notice, they just don't, it's like they don't want no community help whatsoever. If you notice, when they came out with that patch, right? They came out with that patch that actually made the game really good, but also caused problems, right? So PC and PS4, they couldn't connect well. What they could have done there was talk to the guy that did that, come together to work on that patch, to give the proper netcode, and it's like they didn't want to do it. And I didn't understand why. And it's like these companies, it's like they want to kind of like, they kind of just want to own everything, and they don't want none of our help, even though we are the ones that helped to build this shit. Real talk. I've been noticing ever since the Kill Sage said what he said to me, and it's gonna stick to me forever. The Kill Sage, he was like, dude, you don't realize how strong this platform is. And then Posey said the same thing too, right? And the thing is like, I realize this platform, you know, can definitely help out a lot of people, right? And I realize when I'm playing King of Fighters, people are like, yo, I like this game, I can't wait. And I'm happy to be able to do something like that, right? To be able to show the game, you know, love. And by doing that, other people see the game and they get to choose, you know, they get to form, you know, some type of thought process on how they feel about the game, whether the game is good or is bad. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, yo, King of Fighters is a really good game. I like it. I like how it is. I like how it looks. I like how it's played. And I love that. The same thing for BlazBlue, which is I like this game so much, right? And the thing is that a lot of people are like, yo, BlazBlue is mad fun. Thank you so much for hosting this. Nobody's really hosting it like that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm happy to be able to do that, to be able to showcase a game that other people would normally not pick up and be able to pick up because they saw it on a stream, something like television, right? And they see it and they're like, yo, I want to test this out. And the thing is that we're helping these game companies to be able to advertise their shit for people to be able to pick it up and play it. You know what I'm saying? And they're able to sell content. A lot of it is because of us. And it sucks. It sucks, you know, that they would do something like this to shit on us. No, that's what I'm saying, you Kurt. That's what I'm saying. Like there is people that are hosting the game, but the platform is not there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not a lot of people, by the way. It's not, because I do check up on BlazBlue, unless they're not streaming it. Because I try to check to see if people are hosting BlazBlue, and I'm like, damn, there's not that many people that's streaming the game or whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when I go to the channel, if I go on a weekly basis, I'll go like 3 times a week. I'll only see like 4 or 5 streams for BlazBlue. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going based off of my experience. That's not a lot. That's very little bit. So my thing is like, why shit on the people that help to build these games? And it hurts. It actually hurts. Like, I'm not even trying to like shit on Capcom or anything, because I get it. Sometimes you got to defend your IP. You got to make sure that your baby's okay. But like, this is overboard. This is actually overboard, and it's just not acceptable. It's not. We're as a grassroots community, we're putting in so much work. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Azura. Like, I don't see that many streams for the game, unfortunately. But to be honest with you, I'm not seeing a lot of streams for KOF either. There's literally only like 8 streams I've been seeing consistently besides mine. The reason why I say that, Corky J, is because you got to remember, these companies want to, like the modding, they don't want people to fuck with their shit. They also don't want like Chun-Li fucking Ryu. Like, there's a condom that actually has Ryu fucking Chun-Li. They don't want shit like that, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not for kids, but it's for teenagers, and they don't want to give you that type of view. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start literally like in the next 5-10 minutes. I feel like this is really important, Neil. The big FGC content creators carry the streams for these games. Yeah. Dude, when you told me this to kill Sage, but then players like Kizzy get shit for posting KOF content by randoms? Really? I didn't even, wow. That's stupid. Yo, Wild World Games, thank you for the 10 gifted, by the way. I appreciate you. I can open up the, let me open up the Blaze Blue real quick. I'm going to open it up to 8:15, 8:20. I know I'm late on this, guys, but this is just so important, like, because there's a lot of shit that's going down. You know what I'm saying? We'll make sure to run this fast. There's not a lot of people in the tournament anyway. I'm going to open it up to 8:20, and then we're going to start at 8:20 on the dot. I apologize that I'm being a little bit late. I hope you guys can understand, though, where I'm coming from. This is, like, super important to me and the future of you know, what we do here, man, as grassroots. It's a scary situation. You know? Bum is a suit? Oh, man. You playing tonight, Arcana? Good. Very good. I seen the cool kid. And it's sad, man. It's really fucking sad. It really is. And, like, that's the thing is like, people have to realize, like, yo, y'all gotta support this scene, man. Look what's going on. Look what Capcom did. Nah, this is Blaze Blue tournament. I'm an undercover suit. Nigga! Oh, man. Can we just look at Arnold's muscles? Look at these two strong motherfuckers, by the way. God damn, there's some fucking strong motherfuckers. I opened up the tournament, so if you guys want to join in, y'all have to do it right now. Oh, I think I did the wrong. Oh, no, I did the right one. You guys got to join in literally right now. So I opened it up a little bit more to 8:20, and then we're starting. Arturo spoke about this a bit. Yo, Nintendo. Yo, we've been saying Nintendo doesn't care for the longest. Try refreshing again. Oh, let me fix the registration settings. I think I fucked up on that. Yeah, I fucked up on that. Give me 1 second. So my thing is that, like, we as the grassroots community, Triforce ain't lying. I don't know. I don't, like, the direction that they're going is kind of like, okay, Smash GG's acting the fuck up. Sheesh, man. Please! Yo, this shit is actually fucking with me. What is going on? There we fucking go. Holy shit. All right, it's open now, so you guys have time to sign up. You literally have 13 minutes. I'm starting it in 13 minutes on the dot. My thing is that as grassroots, I feel like it's a situation we probably can't really do much about. It's scary. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's actually a scary situation. Look at what Capcom's trying to do. They're trying to, like, just have everything to themselves, and they don't even want to pay people. You know how crazy that is? What if I take pictures and they don't want to pay you for that? They want to take your work and then use it for their own for their own benefit. You got to pay them? Wait, what? I didn't get to read everything. I saw the shit where you can't even pop off, dude. You can't even pop off. You can't even pop off online. So that means Punk can't do shit. If the event has too much money, you have to pay them? Yo, this shit is crazy. It's actually insane. Oh, man. This shit is wild as fuck. And the thing is, we asked for this because we wanted esports. If you go above 2K, you have to buy the license. Or if you go over 10K, right, for the year or some shit like that, or 20K, you gotta buy the license, right, or some shit like that. That's how Valorant is as well. One of the guys on Sentinels was talking shit, and they find, and you know how whack that is. Like, we can't even be ourselves. We can't talk no shit. We gotta be good games, man. Fuck out of here. That's why I always say G Sports, because I'm not about that, man. That's not what we was. We was raised differently, and they're trying to kill all of that off. They're trying to kill all of that off. The pop-offs and everything like that. They're trying to kill that off. Y'all realize this, right? This shit right here, this nigga. Like, all that shit they're trying to kill off. All the hype. All our craziness. The shit that made FGC the FGC. Oh, yeah. They made fun of Mike Ross. 100%. 100%. It sucks. It sucks. It's either no pop-offs to make money or all the pop-offs in the world and be broke. Nah, because there's people that will. We're in a much better spot that people will come out of nowhere and they will put money in regardless. Red Bull will do that. People, there's rich people. Come on, man. There's rich people in this chat. Let me be real. There's some oil princess motherfuckers in this chat. I guarantee you, if we was able to do something big, they will fucking invest. Because they will love to see the crazy shit. People be having money, they just don't know what to do with it. So they be like, okay, I'm going to invest in this person because I believe that you can entertain me or do this and do that. I'm being mad fucking real right now. I'm being mad fucking real. I mean, it's been shown already. Arabian night and Arabian day. Yeah, them niggas. They exist and they be in this chat. They be in other chats. But we asked for this, man. We asked for this. Real shit. We asked for this, and now it's like, I feel like companies are gonna, these companies, corporations, they're gonna do this. Like, at least Apex is like $10,000 per event. Street Fighter is like $2,000, and you're forced to buy a license. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I could be wrong on this. I could be completely wrong to Kill Sage. But whenever you give somebody an inch, they try to, like, for example, if somebody jokes on you, right? Like when you was in school, right? And somebody jokes on you. Oh, look at your whack ass with your nasty ass haircut and all this other shit. And you don't say nothing. Guess what that person's going to do? The next day he going to come in the room. Look at this garbage ass looking motherfucker right here. You don't say nothing? Oh, and the next day, yo, shorty, look at this motherfucker. Look, they're gonna. That's why I am scared to Kill Sage. You know what I'm saying? Like you allow somebody to do something, they will take it far and beyond. They will take it far and beyond, and that's what I'm scared of. Coming from a bully, you're spitting. I'm being real. That's how people are in the world, man. Not everybody, obviously, but that's how people are. They will try to get away with it until you stop them. That's why I said it was good that the community voiced how they felt, putting that out there. Oh, man. I'd be lying if I tell you I'm not bothered by this. You know? So many people put in work. And I'm talking about, like, for TOs. I'm not talking about, like, streamers. They're good. Like, the TOs that invested a lot of work to help pave the way for streamers and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? It fucking sucks, man. Because we've invested so much. You know what I'm saying? Let me be real. I put thousands myself. Let me be. Y'all know what I did the other day? Even though I paid fucking taxes and all this shit. Let me show you what the fuck I did. Nigga! I got 13 PS5s now. 13 PS5s. I invest I invest because I want the future to be bright for us. And that shit sucks to see things like that because they don't seem to understand that the community, the real people that want to fucking grow this shit, is putting in time and work. And you know why I brought this? I brought this because I couldn't find no PS4 Pros for KOF. I brought this obviously for the future of games too, but I was like, well, you know what? KOF 15 PS4 version on the PS5 is the third best. Might as well just invest in it anyway. Because that's what I do. I invest. Anybody that knows me knows you can hate me. You can hate me because sometimes I get kind of crazy with my words. You know what I'm saying? I could be disrespectful to people that be disrespectful to me. You know, I don't hold back. I be blunt. But one thing you cannot say is that I don't fucking care for this community. My passion is beyond 1,000. It's beyond 1,000. Seeing shit like that from Capcom, from Nintendo, even somewhat Bandai, who doesn't realize that they fucking got a fucking a money maker. Oh, man. All I can tell y'all is just keep, and this is not only for me, support your locals, online, offline. Support the people that's actually, like the TOs that's really trying to put in work for the scene. You know, all that stuff, man. That's pretty much all I could say right now. That's all I could tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just keep 13 tax write-offs. You mean 5? Because this is 2022, brother. 2022. I can't write this off in 2021. Can only write off what you got for the year. So yes, I will write this off. No shit. But yeah, I do have the hookup. Hawaiian, they will make a whole bunch of money, man. They'll make money fucking doing anything, dude. And they don't want to do shit. They probably made a ton of money selling Android 21 once again. But I got to get started with this Blaze Blue tournament. I just, you know, if you guys, I hope y'all stay around. This tournament be godlike. You know what I'm saying? How much for one of them? I paid $750 for each one. So if y'all down to pay $750, y'all let me know. $750. So I'm pretty sure y'all not going to do that, but that's what I do for my community. That's what I do for my community. $750, yes. So I brought 13 for $750. Bum lost it. Oh man, but y'all can't. I can be crazy or I lost it, but y'all can't say that I'm not for the community, man. That's it, man. That's all I can say. Let me pull this shit the fuck up real quick. Thank you. I like my hat too. Yeah, I like my hat too. Oh man, all right. So he's gonna edit this video. So those words will be taken out, and then I'll upload this the minute he's able to take it out. I'll send it to him. I don't even know how I'm gonna send it to him, but sheesh. I'm gonna end this video here.